I'm vegan. I am not qualified to give health advice. I'm far from an expert in being vegan. I'm an expert in being myself. I just wanted to share with you a few nuggets of insight that I have to better be able to explain why I believe it's easier to be vegan than you believe right now. It's easy. And it's also affordable. And I know right now you're saying, but Chris, how can you say this? All the articles out there and all the people say it's more expensive. How could you say this? I'm saying it because I can do budgeting. Like I can watch prices. I know exactly how much we spend on groceries compared to what we used to spend on groceries. And let me tell you, it's dramatically less. And we're eating better than we ever have. It doesn't mean that we've cut out all the junk foods. We haven't. I mean, I like enjoying life too. I mean, I'm here. I know I've got a certain runway. And eventually, I'm not going to be here anymore. Same for you. But I'm going to do whatever I can to stave off any kind of problem that I can avoid right now. Easily avoid right now. Because I understand there's a direct correlation between my action or inaction and consequences. Whether we're talking immediate consequences or distant consequences. And never more has that been true than with the food that you eat. The products that you bring into your body. And I've done it all. I can't say I've eaten everything. But I had tried to get healthier by eating what people were telling me to eat and eating a certain way. And it wasn't sustainable for me. Veganism is the only lifestyle that's ever been sustainable. And the reason why is because it's easy. Oh my, it's so easy. Okay, or I should put it this way. What's so hard about it? What's hard? The hard part is having to make choices. Okay, I make choices all the time. That's easy. It's like, okay, does it have an animal product in it? No. Or yes. Okay, well then I can't eat it. Does it have an animal product in it? No. Okay, well then if I want to eat it, I could. That's an easy choice to make. What's difficult? Well, what may be difficult is the social pressure, right? Well, I can't walk into a barbecue and have them grill up something that I could eat if I was vegan. No, that's not true because there's one-to-one corollary between like they've got companies out there making alternative meats and then the traditional animal-based meats or what we know as meat. So social pressure isn't getting more difficult, is getting easier with more and more of those products coming onto the market of all types, whether we're talking dips, whether we're talking condiments, whether we're talking, which I guess dip is a condiment, some of those foodstuffs that were vegan to begin with, right? So the social pressure is letting up. That may be one challenge. Another challenge may be, well, I will never want to stop eating this food. Okay, well that's a valid concern, but what's potentially more important? If you would learn, and if you have learned, that potentially eating that food product puts you in certain dangers, you got to do your own research, talk to a nutritionist, talk to someone who knows, to better ascertain your path. I'm not telling you what to do. But what I'm telling you is, you may want to rethink your strategy if you're looking to take certain ailments off the table. I was reading an article, as I'm prone to do. I do reading. I take in, most of the videos that I watch are very informative, whether we're talking about learning about plant-based stuff or veganism. Certainly that's not the only stuff that I watch or am entertained by. But the article was saying you shouldn't be vegan because you won't get vitamin B. And I got angry. I'm like, first of all, it's accurate, but it's not a reason to not do it. And here's why. My recent blood test, I'm healthy as a 48-year-old, healthier than I've ever been in my entire life. The blood test, the only anomaly on there was an elevated amount of vitamin B. And the reason why is because I'm not stupid and I supplemented my diet. When I say diet, I don't mean I'm dieting, like my lifestyle, right? With either nutritional yeast, or I had a vitamin supplement, which you're probably taking a vitamin anyway, that had vitamin B in it. Issue solved. So they were in the article, they were saying, don't do it. Don't do it. You won't get vitamin B any other way other than eating an animal. Well, that's a lie. Because they had a little asterisk. They had it in the parentheses, unless you take a supplement. Well, how is that an issue? So let me get this straight. It's easy for you to pop a little candy in your mouth, but it's difficult for you to pop in a supplement? I understand the supplement may not taste great, but you know what? They make gummy supplements, and they taste awesome. So you can pop a regular non-vitamin gum in your mouth, and that's okay. But the moment it's got vitamins in it, you can't even. You got to explain that to me, because that to me is not, it's difficult because you make it difficult. And that to me is the path that I think, or that you may be on if you're considering, you've been thinking about it, but you're worried, you're concerned, because it's your health, let's face it. You're going to be concerned. Like I said, talk to someone. Do your own, do reading, do research, do whatever to find your way. But I'm sitting here on the other side telling you it's not difficult. It's as difficult as you make it be. It's as difficult as many excuses as you front to not make that decision. Because if you're already at that point where you're ready to make that decision, but you got this caveat, well, but I can't live without. Can you? Can't you? Really? You want choice. I understand. But sometimes limiting your choice can be just as freeing, if not more so. Right now, all signs point to me never ever having to take cholesterol medication, which was the path I was on. One of my concerns. Huge concern. Any kind of medication that I can avoid. How much money does that save? How much money in avoiding any kind of health complications? How much money can I save? How much money can I save by being healthy now instead of waiting until I'm sick or hurting or worse? I don't know what could be worse than that, apart from that's it. If I can do anything to avoid this, that's an easy decision for me to make. Again, there's a direct correlation between the choices you make today and the consequences for those actions. That's why it's easy. So ask yourself, what are the difficulties that you need to remove? Well, is it feasible for everybody? No, it isn't. It's not a blanket statement. Like I said, this has been my path. This has been my experience. Talk to somebody else. But if you've got an inkling, that's one thing you can control. For as much as life is out of control, you can control what it is you eat. Or don't eat, really. Because there's a lot of products out there that I don't think I should be eating, and I still do. But they're fun. I just couldn't make them a staple. I couldn't, that's not my entire, everything I eat. The junk food stuff. But you start minimizing a lot of that. Minimize the sugar, minimize this, minimize that. You can still eat. You can still eat well. There's nothing. It doesn't get any better. And I know some people, caveman walked around with, you think caveman had a grocery store? You think caveman had science? No. Our lifestyle is predicated on advertising, it seems. And when you start looking past that to listen to your own body, you start to recognize what it needs, what you may want, certainly. A cookie every so often. I don't think anyone would deny you that, nor should they. It's a fun thing. I'm just saying, what's in that cookie matters. And how many of those cookies you eat matters. There's a direct correlation between what you do and the consequences to your actions. So that, to me, is what makes it easy. It makes it it brings everything into focus. It provides so much clarity to look at it as not just an immediate savings, not having to buy expensive food, having to buy expensive food product, because it's expensive, ain't cheap. Sticking to one thing, especially when it's on sale, it works, trust me. I got the numbers. It's never been, I've never had a more affordable lifestyle, never had an easier lifestyle to adhere to, never had something that I believe I'm going to stick with for the rest of my life. Ever. I don't believe in necessarily limiting my enjoyment of food, but absolutely, based upon my blood work, Oh, yeah, I ain't ever flipping back. And I know some people joke and they say, oh, do you miss bacon? I used to love bacon. Not anymore. Because that was not doing well for my body. Whether I could see it or not, it was not something that my body needed. And then, of course, the ethical stuff on the side, not harming animals and all that. I don't want to get into that side of the debate. I'm talking specifically about the things that I have proof of. I have proof for myself that it worked. For me. And I'm not alone. I am far from alone. So I'm saying, what are the difficulties? I challenge you. What's difficult for you to make this decision? Let me see if I can help. Point you the right direction. Because I can't argue. You can't argue with me that it didn't work, because it did. You can't argue that it didn't. You could argue it didn't for you, for the choices that you made, for the decisions that you made, or the health reasons that you have, because there are always extenuating circumstances. But even then, like 90% going that direction, 90% is better than 5. Even, the greater is better in terms of your health. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's a mathematical decision for me. It's a numbers game. I'm playing, right, with my own health. We all are, right? And there's certain things that we can't avoid. Environmental issues we can't avoid, which may very well be exacerbated with whatever we're eating, or by whatever we're eating, and the types of protein that we may have been eating. Some of those conditions can be exacerbated, as have been researched. I know, studies, numbers, stats, history. All I can sit here and tell you is that I got proof for me. I had all the proof I needed, knowing full well that it was an easy decision to say, I want a better life for me. I want to avoid these problems in the future. What can I do? Instead of standing there on the precipice of just like things that would be devastating, not just health, like financially, emotionally devastating. What could I do to avoid them? That's how it became an easy decision for me. The affordability, saving all the money on those health bills that I don't have to pay. All the medications I don't have to take. And not having to buy expensive products at the store. I buy the junk food stuff, I buy it on sale. I brag about that all the time. When you look at the right places, I guess I'm lucky. I just shop for bargains. I'm a bargain hunter. But I'm not going to bargain with my health. Nor am I going to bargain with my family's health. Because that impacts me too. So what's so difficult? I don't understand what's so difficult. I really don't. This is a genuine, what is so difficult apart from you not wanting to make the choice? That's the most difficult part. That was the most difficult part. Remains the most difficult part. With everything in life, the most difficult part is just doing it. And deciding to do it. And seeing it through to fruition to see whether or not your hypothesis could be proven true. For me, it was absolutely proven true. That's the only experience I could speak to. If you're looking for recommendations, or you're looking for that kind of support on the path, I'm happy to support you if you're going to go down the same path as I did. Very happy to support you. But the last thing I need is an idiotic comment. Oh, I'm going to eat 2 hamburgers for you. Great. I'm sure that's exactly what the doctor ordered. Yeah, just you're not quite getting the message from them, because I'm telling you, the doctors have been warning for decades. Forget vegan stuff for a while, but minimize red meat and stuff. Well, you try doing that. Without flipping vegan, try doing that. It's not easy when you haven't made that decision. It's not easy when you haven't taken a step forward and to take control over your own health instead of saying, well, it's not convenient. Your health's not convenient? Excuse me? You don't control what you eat unless you're a child or an adolescent or you're living, in your parents' home. That's the one thing you can control. And when you know that by better controlling what you eat, you control a better outcome, I get it. You're not willing to give up the flavor. That's fine. But there's a cost of everything. There's a cost for everything. There's a cost. And it may not be direct, but there's an absolute correlation. Absolute correlation. You are what you eat. It's true. It's true. But we're still learning. I'm still learning. I'm just telling you that this has been one of the best decisions I ever made in my entire life. And I hope that other people are able to come to the same conclusion. And if I can help you through any difficulty, I will. I will just tell you, it's easy. You just make the decision. You make that decision. You figure it out. You can do it. I believe you can, if you believe you can. It's also affordable. And it's a whole bunch of other things, too. Best thing that ever happened to me. Well, okay, Star Wars is the best thing that ever happened to me.